Cifro Joe here, and some of you guys may know that I'm a fan of Ace Salieri. Heck, I'm so much of a fan, I even entered his reviewing contest for 2016 and lost it. Seriously, that was fun. I should have put a sock on this microphone just because, because I mentioned Ace Salieri. But anyway, I saw a video on Ace's channel today called Political Correctness Questionnaire, in which a person named Little Indecisive Fangirl asked Ace some questions. So I figured I'd butt into something that isn't my business, because after all, that's what the internet does, and answer the questions as well. I just think this could be fun. I want to see if we can get a big tag of this, Like, at the end, somebody does this, and then they're like, and I say this guy should do it. I want to see if we can do that. Anyway, so the first question is, in your opinion, what does political correctness mean? In my opinion, it means people. It doesn't mean not wanting to offend people. It means not wanting to. I'm moving the mic. Offend the status quo. As I have seen things that are good ideas be called politically incorrect. Not because, they're rude to anybody. Heck, some good ideas that would help everybody have been seen as politically incorrect because they don't offend the status quo. Do you feel the term political correctness is over/misused? Misused? To some extent, yes, as I explained in my definition. I do not consider, for instance, the new Ghostbusters trailer to be political correctness, because if it was, it wouldn't be so disliked. I mean, it's debatable if this is just me not making any sense, but I think protecting the status quo would at least have it be more than the most disliked movie trailer on YouTube at the moment. As for overused, sometimes, yeah. But personally, I think that examples of political correctness have gone unnoticed, such as the FCC. When, if ever, do you feel the line between that line between political correctness and general politeness? It's basically when something that isn't offending anybody, well, isn't offending that person, is considered offensive, and I'll get more to that later. Basically, saying please and thank you, that's fine, and even general politeness like referring people by preferred pronouns, I'm okay with that, because, yeah, I honestly do feel that it is somewhat rude not to. I don't really care about being rude, but really, I'm not going to judge you if you want to be referred to things like that. At the same time, I feel it's being crossed when there's just no real point to it, if that makes any sense at all. Basically, when it goes from, hey, you need to be kind of polite, to you can't say anything even mildly challenging. Because, personally, I think it's more polite, at least if you're ever talking to me, I consider it far more polite to try and challenge me than to just sit there and say, no, that's a horrible idea, or yes, that's a great idea. Do you have any personal experiences with being called political correct? That's how it was spelled. No. Do you feel it was deserved? I can't comment. Do you feel that the person may have called you politically? Why do you feel that? Again, I don't know. But maybe it's due to that one instant. Maybe it's due to the fact that they do think political correctness is just genuine manners. Which I feel to some extent it is in there. There's an argument for it, but it's not nearly as much as I feel it should be. I feel that, like, this is an entire box of political correctness. This much is genuine just being nice. Have you ever been called politically incorrect? Ah, frick. Have you ever been called politically incorrect? No. Do you feel it was again? No. Wait, why do you think you were called politically correct? I never was. Has political correctness you're gone too far. Yes, I feel when it gets to a realm where it's just pointless, or to a point where it's only going to involve one or two people. Like, say, I don't know, something that isn't just general. Like, again, referring to people as they, or something along those lines till you know their pronouns. The majority of the world is plain cisgender, so it's not like it really matters. And, if I walk up to somebody, and, because I got long hair, and somebody walks up to me and says, oh, hey, you're a nice girl, or something, I say, nah, I'm a boy, somewhat politely, I say, actually, I'm a boy. And they say, oh, didn't know it's because of the hair. And the fact that I'm not that muscular. Has political correctness ever not gone far enough? Yes, actually. I feel the fact that the FCC still exists is a good example. No, wait, actually, that doesn't make any sense. Now, never mind. Has not gone far enough. Corrupt politicians are a great example of this, actually. They've genuinely disobeyed the people's wishes, which would be protecting the status quo of the people running the country to an extent. So, corrupt politicians actually, if that's what political correctness is going to change, then I'd be all for it, actually, because that would protect the status quo of we the people have some say. So, in that sense, I'd actually agree with it. Do you feel people sometimes seek to get offended? And if so, what are your examples? Yes, and I've seen so many examples of this, actually. Like, okay, well, actually, I haven't seen too many, but I think everybody offended at the new Ghostbusters movie just because of the female cast is a great example. Granted, the Ghostbusters movie doesn't look good, although I would give it a chance. I will give it a chance if I ever watch it. I'll come in with an open mind. Personally, I'm not going to immediately dismiss it because the cast is female, but I think everybody was trying to get offended because the cast is female, and at the same time, everybody was getting offended because, some people said, hey, this doesn't look that good. And there are reasonable people like me who just think the movie doesn't look that good. Even if it was a male cast, I would have probably not liked the movie. Do you feel people sometimes seek to... Oh, wait, no, I already did that. Do you think people will get offended on others' behalf? Oh, yeah. I've seen tons of people. I was just talking to a friend, at some point, and then we were just talking like a normal conversation between us, and one thing is, everybody's a bit harsh to each other. Especially when you're in a friendship, then you can sort of insult each other. At least that's how my friendships work, and we never go too far. It's never like you're a horrible person, go die in a fire. It's always sort of light jabs, really. And then this guy just came in and said, hey, that's me. And I'm like, yeah, well, he doesn't care. He's actually just fine with it. Do you feel that's okay? No, I do not. So these are my answers to the question that no one asked me. That said, I'm Cifro Joe, and good night.